Can you really trust your coworkers? This is for Black women in toxic jobs. I am doing a reaction to a recent story that you may have already heard about. The man who went up on a work retreat with his coworkers to the mountains, and his coworkers left him there. So I want to have a reflection on that situation and really ask you to ask yourself, can you really trust your coworkers? Now, some coworkers are great. I am still connected with a number of coworkers that I had at the previous toxic job. However, there were some people that I really could not trust. And I maybe trusted them a little bit and then they betrayed my trust in some ways. So I invite you to really think about in your workplace, are these people that you can really trust? Yes, some that you can, but again, collect the data and see. And so I'll talk to you a little bit about how you can evaluate if you can really trust your coworkers. If you don't know me already, I'm Dr. Kamani. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, a toxic job survivor, but more importantly, I'm a toxic job liberator for Black women. I'm also the co-host with Marissa Price of the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black women, which helps you really plan for your exit for leaving a toxic job in terms of how to replace your income, what to do about your health insurance, what to do about your retirement, all those things. So if you want to access the replay, that will be in the description section. And we ushered over 300 Black women recently to freedom. So back to the story. So Amory Archer, the anti-HR lady, also did a video on this, and I'll put that in description section. And I will put the story about the situation in description section. So this is a requested topic in addition to what we've seen recently about what happened to the Wells Fargo employee when which she passed away and she was at the job for 4 days before the job even realized it. So in terms of, are we really expendable? So I did a video on that. But this video is about a man in Colorado who went on a work retreat in the mountains. And again, I agree with anti-HR lady. Why would you have a retreat in the mountains? So anyway, it was a total of 15 of them. And they went up, they hiked up this mountain, which was 14,000 feet up in the air. Okay. So they go up into the mountains. And so the majority, or actually all the coworkers, started descending down the hill. But this one person, this one man, got disoriented on his way back down. And they just all went back down without him. And so he got disoriented. He contacted his coworkers to say, "Hey, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on." Interestingly, on his way down, someone removed some of the markers to help track him to get back down the mountain. Okay, so let's think about that. You're with your coworkers going up a mountain. You're coming down, and your coworker or coworkers have removed some of the markers for you to get down. So anyway, he's trying to come down, but then he gets disoriented. It's a high altitude. He gets disoriented. And it was in the story, they also mentioned that he fell like 20 times trying to get oriented. They told him to go back up the mountain and try it again. Then a storm came in, a really bad storm. And so it wasn't until hours and hours, I think it was 8 hours later, that the coworkers then called search and rescue. 8 hours later. Okay. So this man is in the mountains by himself, disoriented. A storm has come. Search and rescue cannot find him because of this. The storm is going on. So the next day, okay, so keep in mind, he went up there one day. So he's to stay over until search and rescue finds him. So he gets cell phone service. So with the storm came, he lost cell phone reception. So he had to wait till the next morning in a storm, disoriented, falling at least 20 times. He has to wait till his cell phone gets reception again before he's able to contact authorities. And then he was rescued. So I want to share that story if you have not already heard it. I heard the initial story, but then when I did more research about how far up they were, also that some coworkers or a coworker removed some of the markers to come down, that he lost cell phone reception, and that the coworkers waited about 8 hours before they called search and rescue. So when I read stories like that or I hear things like that, I really think it's important for us to reflect on those around us in the workplace and to really look at, are these really people that you can trust? So, some ways to determine if people around you are worthy of your trust, really look at their patterns of behavior, collect the data, look to see, are these people who gossip about other people? Do they do things to kind of throw other people underneath the bus? If they engage in those behaviors, more than likely they are not someone that you can trust. So use some discernment when you are in the workplace. Have your eyes open, have your ears open, observe, look to see what's going on, collect data, and that will really help you determine if your coworkers, if you can really trust them. So that story I told you was an extreme example. However, there are also situations that maybe you've experienced, I know that I've experienced, where a coworker has thrown you under the bus in some way or shared some information you shared with them with people that you didn't want them to share it with. Okay. So again, use discernment. I've talked before about, can coworkers be your friends? I think they can, but it just depends on who they are and if they are really trustworthy people. As I said before, I have a number of friends of mine that I've met at the previous toxic job. So just use discernment. That's all I want to share. And I will put again that story that I just told you about, that ridiculous story that I just told you about. I'll put that in the description section. I'll also put the anti-HR ladies' reaction to the story in description section. And again, use discernment. So please give this video a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know to suggest this video to other Black women. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And please share this video with at least 2 other Black women, because nobody wants to be betrayed by coworkers or feel like you have coworkers who have your back and they really don't. It's not a good feeling. So I'm signing off and I will see you later. Okay, take care. Bye bye.